We needed a spark, I think this is like the feeling kind of that Oregon game where, it's 3-and-out and it's 3-and-out and you see our defense just fighting and they're fighting and they're fighting. And we needed a spark on offense, and that's what the boys responded, and that's what I'm mostly proud of, is that they just responded. It wasn't perfect, and they kind of just really stuck together and played together. And special teams, that onside kick was huge, even though we didn't convert, but it does help with the field position, and especially coming from the stadium down, the baseball stadium down, all those things help. So.
Well, what did you tell them after?
Yeah, we need to go out there. Defense, just keep doing what they're doing, just tackle. Bouncing off of guys a little bit, and then offense. We just need to make plays. Offensive line starting to come along, and the offensive line really kind of is building confidence as they go. Young group. I thought they played their best game against arguably one of the best teams in the country last week. And this was another game that they could kind of just feed off of each other and build, and they did a great job up front. And then the back end, I think those young receivers starting to gain confidence a little bit, and Shags, he just got to keep distributing the ball. These are good games for him, seeing where he's at, seeing his feet, all the different things we talk about. He's by no means perfect, but there's growth in there that's happening, and as long as he can learn from him and get better, we can be okay.
Coach, just kind of talk about the defense, in that second half, pitching a shutout essentially, and just kind of talk about their second half performance as a unit.
Sure, the defense has been, they're our backbone. There's a lot of leaders on defense. Even as Logan Taylor went out, he's still there leading our team, helping the guys, helping mentor, motivate. And then you guys got guys like Jonah Welch, Isaiah Tufonga, Peter Manuma, Lanaki Lepe, young freshman playing at nickel, and Elijah Palmer. And the D lines, with Choi and JT and Kua. It's a good defense, man. I mean, they're oiled up, they're solid, and then you got young guys behind them, and Windenho, Hooley, and you got different type of linebackers that are coming off the bench, and so it's a good defense. They're figuring out their way, they're finding their way, they're playing some solid football. Again, by no means perfect, but they're playing together, and they're helping. This is complementary football that's going on. That'll go a long way. But they're the veteran group of our team, as we're trying to figure it out on offense. But it helps to have that leadership, and then them going out there and stopping them and making plays and shortening the field for us.
Coach, how big do you think Sauce Williams' forced fumble and return was, especially at that point? They were driving deep in your territory.
Huge, right? That's a 10-point turnaround, right? As we're still trying to find our way in the first half, but I mean he takes it all the way down there, and we end up getting 3 points off of it, and again all these points add up as we kick a field goal with no time on the clock. But that was huge. What a big time play, shedding the block, and that's what we've seen out of him, right? The kid has fun playing football. He loves Hawaii. He's adopted this place, and the community has adopted him, and so that's really fun. He did a great job.
Speaking of linemen running the ball, you got to run that play more often with Josh Atkins, extends your drive.
Right. I mean, there's some things that just kind of fall your way. It's that Manoa magic sometimes, right? We see it all the time. And that was a big gain, because it's sack, could go the other way, could be down right there, but it put us in a manageable situation that we capitalized on, and so that was huge. I mean, sometimes you got to get lucky. And we did in that case.
Hey, Coach, coming into the week, you called this a must-win in addition to the UNLV game next week. Getting the result the way you guys did, what does that do for you guys as you head into Mountain West now?
Really, again, it's how we go back to Monday's preparation is everything. This win was huge. It was a must-win for us to go and reach our goals and get to where we want to get to. It was a huge game, and last year, after the game, I sat in front of Steven in New Mexico, and I told him, I go, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing the way we lost. And for these guys to completely turn around and flip it and really, it almost looked embarrassing again, in the first half, and not being able to get things going, but sticking through it, fighting through adversity together, playing complementary football, big plays in all three phases. It's a confidence booster. And so definitely a lot of film to teach off of. And things to get better off of, but I really believe it should boost our confidence, and the guys have a good feeling, right? And they've been going through it, right? 1-3, we've all been going through it. No one likes losing. No one does. That's just the worst thing about the job. Everything about the job is awesome. You get to come work with kids. You get to coach football. I get to be home, do it around my friends and family, and do it for the state that I love. But losing, it hurts, and so. Played some really good teams early on, and we squeaked one out. Played another good team tonight and squeaked one out. And we got 24 hours to just kind of reflect and see where we're at, and then it's back to the drawing board because we're going against a good UNLV team.
Coach, just offensively, you mentioned kind of the youth of your receivers, but one of the guys that kind of is a veteran now in that room, Kwali Nishigaya, came up big in certain situations. Kind of talk about his night and kind of how he was one of those, like you said, sparks that were kind of needed in the second half. Yeah,
Kwali's just tough. He's tough. He's a tough kid, tough-minded. He's a quiet leader, and he came up with some really big plays. I think he's ready for him. The moment doesn't get too big for him, and I think he's going to continue making plays in this offense, and he's huge for us.
After Shipley missed that first field goal, how important was it for you to sort of help him win the game for you?
Yeah, it's huge. Shipley, that's not easy. Kicking the ball with 2 seconds left, and again, the weight of the state's on your back, to make it. We're watching I think it was the Clemson-Florida State game, and it went the other way, and that's tough, man. That's tough. I feel for the kid, at Clemson, but it worked out good for Ship, and worked out good for us, and that's what we need in an older guy, to come up big and make a play like that.
Hey, Coach, I know you've been a big proponent of the tight end and this run-and-shoot offense, but as this game went along, did you go to like a more two-slot version or maybe more old-school version of the run-and-shoot?
Sure. It was all 10 personnel type stuff, and these guys were, they're just doing a good job finding holes. Shag did a good job of finding the guys standing in the pocket, but it was more traditional.
Coach, was the onside kick your idea or somebody else?
It was it was Coach Sheffield's idea, and he just wants to know if he can get the green light or the red light, and so we gave him the green light, and that was a big play. I mean, didn't capitalize, but again, it changed the field position, which is helpful as we know in Manoa.
Hey, Brayden, congrats on the win tonight. Can you describe the feeling that you had with your teammates after this one in contrast to at New Mexico State last year?
Yeah, that's what I went in at halftime. I said to the whole offense, I said, remember how we felt after the game last year. I knew wholeheartedly the whole game we were going to come back and win that. So, yeah, we were really motivated coming out second half. Thought we played a lot better. Thought the defense played unbelievable. Huge shout-out to them. They played great. And, just thankful that we were able to put some stuff together. A lot to learn from. Obviously kind of sloppy, but a win's a win. We'll take it. And we got a big one coming up next week, so just got to focus and get ready for it.
Sorry. Yeah, Brayden, just speaking of that, you get the win, you have that positive momentum to end non-conference. How are you guys going to kind of take that into this week as you open Mountain West play against a pretty solid UNLV team?
Yeah, it's big. It gives us confidence. It gives us a lot of confidence. We know we can do it. And the great thing is we didn't play near a perfect game, and when we still came out and won. I think that's what good teams do, is they find a way to win. So, we're just gonna push forward. We got a big one this week. UNLV is a good team, so we just got to go in there and play well on the road, and so that's gonna be a big focus. We're gonna enjoy this one for 24 hours and then get back to work. But yeah, big one coming up, and a lot of conference games coming up that are big.
Two-part question about the offensive line. It seemed like they improved as it went along and during the last two drives where they gave you some time. And then you got to run that play with Josh Atkins, get that into the playbook, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. The O-line, I mean, I thought they did a great job all night. You know, they were sending some crazy pressures, and some of that's on me. They got to leave a guy sometimes. So, you know, I thought they did a good job picking up. They really stepped up big there. I was able to stay in the pocket for like 6 seconds there at the end to hit Fele. But, yeah, they did a great job. And then, you know, Josh is just making plays. He's an athletic guy, and, you know, Coach always says if you're doing the right things, then God will be on your side and a little luck will be on your side too. So, thankfully, we got that.
Brayden, what can you say about that first drive for you guys to come out after halftime? You guys went 75 yards, 8 plays. You were, I think, 5 for 5, and you had your first rushing TD to cap it off. Just what did you see? What were you feeling in that sequence?
At the end of the first half, I really started seeing it better. I started seeing the holes. I knew what they were doing, and it was bad that it took that long, but I really saw. So I knew out of the second half I was going to come out and play a lot better. And I really just saw it. Guys got open, guys made plays, run after catch. Kawali made some great plays. Fele, you know, those guys I think they were getting open, and I was hitting them, and that was perfect. That's what we needed to start off the drive. Yeah, just run it in there, and then we bounced back with the onside kick, and just kept pushing from there.
First, congrats on the win. Kind of talk about how just kind of mentally you were kind of doing, you know, after missing that field goal earlier in the game, but to come in and, you know, with 2 seconds left, bang in that last one to win it, you know, kind of what was that, you know, what was the mental kind of game for you tonight?
So I just want to thank God first for that opportunity. I believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And, you know, going into that kick, you know, I just want to thank the line for blocking for me and the snapper, Solomon Landrum and Ben, the holder. They did a great job. They executed perfectly. But the offense defense did a great job tonight. You know, as far as it goes for me, it was, you know, I was just doing my job. So mentally, I was good. I wasn't nervous. I just knew it was routine, and I just went up there and hit it. So.
I know you've kicked long ones in practice, like 55, even 60. So I was telling the guys in the press box, oh, yeah, he can make this one from whatever it was, 52 or whatever, but little short. But was that on your mind at all when you had to make the one at the end of the game?
It wasn't on my mind, no. You know, it's next kick mentality. That's what we preach at practice. So, you know, you're going to have bad ones, you're going to have good ones. That's just how it is. It's just how you attack that next kick is, you know, what really helps you.
Hey, Matt, to get an opportunity to send your team off with a win like that right before conference play, given you guys are 1-3 and really kind of hungry for a win, can you just speak to the difference in feeling this represents for you guys now as you head into the games that matter even more?
You know, it's a great feeling. I've been here this is my 4th year now. Pretty sure that was like my 40th game to start, and it's a great feeling. Winning's a great feeling. You know, we have a young team, and we're going to do great things. You know, we believe in Coach Chang. We believe in all of our coaches. They're doing a great job. And, you know, it's really family here. So I believe that we're going to do great things in the future.
Yeah, to that point, you know, kind of getting this win, what kind of confidence does this give the entire team going into enemy territory, going up to Vegas to play a pretty, you know, pretty good UNLV team?
You know, we're confident. You know, obviously a win, it makes you more confident. I think that, you know, we're going to go over there and do great things too. You know, we're ready for it. It's routine. We do this all the time. You know, we're practicing every day. It's just, it comes down to routine and details.